Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 between EHOME and iG.Vitality. This is the lower bracket of the Star Ladder I-League Invitational, Season 3, Chinese qualifiers. And EHOME is down one game in this best of 3 series. If they lose this next one, they are out of the tournament, and iGV will advance. I like this really good look here from iGV. They go for the Void again, nice pinpoint initiation, the Ice Blast for damage as follow-up. And they got some very aggressive supports.
Throw all that out the window because we got a Visage on the map now.
What's so hype about Visage?
What do you mean what's so hype about Visage? Have you been seeing a lot of Visage or something?
Yeah.
Where?
Everywhere, dude. I mean, I watch...
everywhere.
Okay, so I watch OG play a ton of Position 1 Visage, and then Position 5 Visage.
OG always does that. That's OG's special.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's a Chinese team, so they're not going to play Position... They're not going to play Core Visage, so it's going to be boring as hell. It's going to be a Support Visage.
I'm okay with that. In fact, if anything, I see Support Visage less frequently than Core Visage, so I'm even more curious.
Alright.
Because the old Visage support strategy was you put him in a super aggressive tri-lane so you can constantly have high soul assumption stacks.
Yeah, that's when people didn't know how Visage worked.
Right. So what do you do with him now if he's in a support role? Because whenever OG run it, they have Fly playing it, you know, almost semi-selfish a lot of the times, because he'll show up for a few grave chills and harass, but most of the time he's off farming the jungle and roaming.
That is the correct way to play it, in my opinion, because you really want high levels in general. Not just for your level 6, but you also want decent levels in your cloak, because you're very squishy without it. So in terms of playstyle, he's going to be played very similar to an AA. Like, he's going to be in a lane to maybe zone and harass, but for the most part, he's looking to pull and get his levels. So overall, a very boring hero early on. I'm still okay with it, because it's never been the early game of supports that has me engaged. It's what they do towards the mid and late game. What do you itemize as a Vicious? Is Solar Crest still the thing to do? Yep, Medallion into Solar Crest is the way to go. If you have a bit of extra gold, you don't always go for the Aghanims, because Aghanims is not the end-all be-all. It's very good if your team lacks push, which so far it does look like the team will lack push. If your team does have good push, then you want to go for control items. So Force Staff is always good, obviously. Rod of Atos, a good one as well. But he's a very flexible support in his item.
Radiant team ban.
And he may not even need to be too concerned about getting mana regen items now that he has an OD on his team. One of the biggest issues with Visage is you'll have the mana for maybe like 1 or 2 soul assumptions in the team fight, 1 grave chill, and then after that you really need to think about where you want to put that 5th soul assumption, because chances are it's going to be your last one before you run out of mana. So that was one of the reasons why Solar Crest was so good, is because it was a really good mana regen item.
Yep.
But with an OD to team fight against, chances are you're bound to get at least 1 Essence or a proc, so
yep.
I like this OD pick quite a bit.
It's a good point, because Visage normally has to build all of the small basic items that help his mana regen. So think of, you mentioned the Medallion, but you also need a Magic Wand, you also want a, what do you call it, Infused Raindrops, just all the small basic items. But that's going to cut into, you know, his ability to buy wards and stuff. Now, if this is CTY playing Visage, I will give money to see that play, because...
Oh, dude, how do you even have farming patterns as a Visage?
Well, we're not gonna...
Rush level 6, whoa. Alright.
One position Omni?
Well, we have not seen any of this in this qualifier thus far. Visage is new, Omni Knight is new, so I'm very excited.
Who's the core here? Puck, Visage, and... Sorry, Puck, OD, and Shaker, right? Or Omni. Puck, OD, and Omni.
Puck, OD, and Omni would be my call.
And is Omni position 1?
I guess so?
I mean, CTY is a drafter, and he drafted the last pick for himself, right? So...
Yeah, but what,
is that...
was Omni really going to be like, oh my, iGV was like, oh my god, it's the fabled Omni, whatever, 1 position. I think it's going to be a 1 position Omni.
Okay. Well, but
it could be, yeah, it's gonna be a 1 position Omni, I'm pretty sure, which is gonna be pretty sick.
I just want to quickly talk about 1 position Visage. It's so cool because you can farm multiple
lanes with your birds. You can split push with your birds as well if you control it well enough. So there's a lot of like sneaky, crazy things you can do.
Do you think this last ban Drow Ranger threw a kink in EHOME's plans by iGV?
Maybe, maybe not. I feel like if they wanted to Drow like desperately, they would have taken it earlier. It might be one of those things where it would be nice if they got it, but they had plan Bs and stuff, and this might be the plan B.
Alright. Well, they're betting their tournament lives on this oddball draft, and I respect that.
OD safe
OD.
lane. OD safe lane?
Okay.
Puck
Offlane
man.
Omni Knight.
Okay, okay.
Roaming Earthshaker. It's gonna be a mid Visage.
Yeah, so this draft really reminds me that the way that C teams...
Mid Puck, my bad. Go on.
Yeah, mid puck. Yeah, this draft really reminds me of the way that C teams like to draft, where they really have like 3 essentially 2-position heroes, and then they kind of just throw them all over the lanes. They don't really rely heavily on one hero to get farm. They're going to try to get equal amount of farm on all 3. Whereas if you look at iG.Vitality's draft, it's going to be much more on Sakata and Flyby. And of course, SRF going to be... I mean, have we ever seen SRF disappoint? Like, he's always a solid rock, doing really well.
Yeah, I agree. He's been an anchor for iGV's drafts, and he never really requires that much help in his lane either, because, you know, there are plenty of times where, like, a mid player will be the anchor for a team, but that also, like, vacuums up a bunch of resources from the rest of the team, whereas SRF, he's just reliable with minimal resources dedicated to him.
Yeah, he really reminds me of Ice or Universe. Maybe he's not at their level, but in terms of the playstyle, he makes a lot of space, and he also, like, never does poorly, which is, I think, as an offlaner, those are the quality that you want to look for.
Prepare for battle.
Well, we'll see how he's going to be able to deal with a Outworld Devourer in his lane. If he does choose to go for that, they could try to dodge.
By the way, they're messing up this cog thing again.
Oh, I forgot to check.
Yeah.
Well, what's the time?
They're at 4 right now.
3 o'clock.
They're 4 right now.
4.
You shouldn't be at 4. You should be either at 3, 6, or 9. Right.
Right. Let's see here. 12 o'clock. The old 12 o'clock. I'm a fan of 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
I'm just disappointed. How do you not practice this? This is like basic shit.
It's okay. Then maybe they'll go for your strategy on EHOME, like we were suggesting last time we saw the strategy, which was you counter all these initial souls by just roaming on him super early on. Although, there is no smoke on side of EHOME, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not.
And Dire even got some good wards out, although this Dire ward, I don't know...
This one saw this
one.
one.
Successfully play it. Okay, yeah,
yes.
So he wasn't under smoke.
So they get D-ward. Yeah, in fact, SRF drops a sentry for the Shadow Fiend as well, or for whoever. Looks like Clock has it. So this is not a good look already for EHOME. Puck is gonna get wrecked in the mid lane.
Well, we'll see how much help Terran gives, but even though... Yeah, an Earthshaker cannot help as much as a Clockwork, that's for sure. So Old Chicken's definitely gonna have a tough time.
Actually, base damage-wise, Old Chicken has 70. Shadow Fiend has 73. So it's not terrible. It's just that it just gets worse, as, you know, obviously,
right,
as he gets more damage.
You need to establish an advantage early on against a Shadow Fiend. That's like the textbook way to deal with them. And you're getting zoned out with Cogs.
Ooh.
Oh, he doesn't even get to farm it.
Nice!
Oh, the plays!
Good denies. Alright, he shows orb, so no face.
I think not.
Ooh, getting some denies in. Okay. Alright, how's our top lane looking? Because I think this is the most interesting lane. You got a farming Faith BN and a Visage. Now the problem with Visage in a lane composition like this is that he has 0 base armor. He doesn't have cloak, so super trading right hits with him, well, whenever this Grave Chill is not on him, is quite good.
True, but once he gets a point in cloak, it's gonna get a little bit easier. The only thing... Oh, nice block.
Nice, another Grave Chill, and that's gonna be a kill. First Blood goes to Innocence, great.
I wonder if he's gonna go for boots. Because I think that would be a pretty solid call in this situation.
On the Visage? We'll see.
Yes, he does.
Vista Boots.
Alright, so now things get a little bit easier. The thing that I was going to mention is, if he didn't get First Blood, Gravekeeper's Club may have been a little bit less useful against an A than other heroes because Chilling Touch plus an auto attack is 2 separate damage instances, not one unified damage instance, and so you take off 2 layers with just 1 attack. Yes. And then obviously Cold Feet. Actually, I don't know if Cold Feet does enough DOT damage to take off any...
Definitely stats. Not the earlier levels of it.
Yeah, not level 1, that's for sure.
And our last lane is the 1v1 between CTY's OD versus SRF on the Magnus. And of course, this should be, in theory, an OD favor lane, but look at the CS. The OD's behind significantly. I'm sure Empower helps a little bit. In fact, he's leveling up Empower to get the extra damage, but... Really?
Well, he has Empower plus Quelling Blade, so he's dealing like 80 damage per right click.
Yeah, but don't you
on
just...
creeps, that is.
Don't you just Astro him and then CS and stuff like that?
You don't have enough mana for that at level 1. You need more points in Essence Aura before you can reliably start doing that.
He's also leveling up Essence Aura, which I find... Generally, you level up Essence Aura if you're looking to do the Orb build. It's kind of interesting.
Nah, he needs all the regen he can so he can spam out the Astral.
Alright, SRF loves to do this kind of... Wait, the creep. Too fast. Shockwave it. No, they run so fast. Come back.
He's not gonna go for the Shockwave, what a shame. What's the most irritating hero to go up against as a melee hero? So Void's against Omni. Would you say it's Omni, Ursa, or Tidehunter?
Monkey King.
Monkey King, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Up there, right? Batrider, maybe?
But you can get close for last hits every once in a while against Monkey King. But
to a certain point,
Fury
right?
swipes last longer than Jingo. Yeah, well, yeah, to a certain point.
And then once he gets phase boost, then things gets really rough.
And it's curtains. But Faith Beyond's having a beautiful time. He's farming as much as the Omni Knight is. I mean, sorry, he's farming as much as the Magnus is.
Yeah. Well, it's good that they're having a good top lane, because that's the only lane that they're having a good time in. Chicken's getting absolutely wrecked by Sakata on the mid lane, and somehow, someway, SRF is getting farmed. He's gonna get the bounty rune. Is he gonna drag it to a creep wave? Looks like we're gonna see the long drag around.
Oh, he was stalling. He didn't want to show that Clockwork picked up the rune, so he was making sure that the creeps didn't get vision. As now Clockwork has been spending a lot of time mid, finished off Tranquil Boots, has an Arcane Rune, and 2 points in Battery Assault. So we'll see where he goes with this. Ideally, he finds the Shaker. If he finds the Shaker, that's a kill.
I do find it strange that SRF is doing this drag in a 1v1 matchup. I think that's exactly what he did in the first game as well, in the LCE versus the Monkey King. Yeah, but it makes sense because you're up against the Monkey King. You don't want to, trade hits with him. But here, I think it's much more defensible. He has a poor man shield as well, so I don't know. I just find this super curious.
Well, OD has now gotten levels. He was taking advantage, because when he was in the Legion Commander matchup, he did it at level 1 because he didn't want to have to deal with Jingu. Here, he took some experience, laning against the OD, but now that OD's level 5 and Magnus is level 4, I can see why he's a little bit reluctant to continue that head-to-head match.
Well, speaking of head-to-head, Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. At least 20 denies.
At least.
Okay. Chicken checking the north side with the orb, but that means he doesn't have orb now.
Super.
Hold that thought.
Going down to a fissure block.
Mid lane, double raises. The second raise gets phased. Chicken barely survives. Didn't watch that one, but looks like they just ran him down with the orb of venom and boots.
Yeah, and a good old-fashioned fissure block. Faith Beyond is getting so much out of this top lane.
Well, I guess on paper, EHOME does have a lot to go against Chronosphere, right? They got Guardian Angel, which of course will get Diffusal Bladed down the line. Dogfights runs right in, but doesn't seem like he'll get the jump. And also they have Defensive Astro. as a way to save targets. That's probably the biggest and most reliable way. So I think learning from the game 1 mistake, which is basically IG, whenever they got chrono, they got kills. They have multiple ways to save now.
Yeah. Assuming that they want to play together as a team, because the problem is your heroes need to be all together, and the best times for your heroes to be all together is when you're pushing. But EHOME does not push very well.
Or when you're defending, you know.
I suppose, but you never really want to have to be in that situation where 5 of your heroes are defending, unless if you're at high ground. You want someone to be able to farming, and you usually want that someone to be your 1 position, which is going to be OD. There's now Shadow Fiend in the mid lane.
Koyo's going to get used here, and I do believe this Shadow Fiend is dead. Silent's going to be there. He's going to try to juke around. There's really nowhere for him to go. And he goes down. Maybe his time was better spent if he just raised that entire creep wave. Get that gold and...
efficiency.
Yeah, he's gonna die anyways. There's a huge ass camp here. As a Shadow Fiend player, maybe you think about just teleporting there to clean that up.
Maybe, actually, yeah. I mean, if I was Shaker, I would totally Echo Slam that.
I don't even know if you could clear that with level 1 Echo Slam.
No, probably not.
Okay, Puck is moving up top here as Vaporeon's giving him the hammer.
Oh, and they try to do a cute little pull.
Oh,
but
this one? Yeah.
It gets interrupted by Innocence.
Oh, they're gonna farm this. Oh my god. Woo!
Oh, that feels good. Oh, they get clapped.
Wait, Shadow Fiend's here. Vaporeon's very low. Couple raises come in. They want Innocence. That's gonna be the kill. No! Grave Shield, he's walking so fast. That uphill miss, and he's out of there. He does have a TP. Can he juke around? But there's a haste rune on Sokka.
Oh.
Alright.
God.
Shadow Fiend immediately goes up to full souls after that death. Very nicely done for him.
Still, I think that's absolutely worth committing the resources to bring the Puck up top to farm that camp. Especially seeing as that Puck is like, yeah, basically half the CS of Shadow Fiend right now. What's SRF been up to? Oh, he's got his Iron Talon.
Yeah, just
stacking some Ancients.
Straight up jungling, using the wood to the full efficiency.
Oh, but he's missing out on this camp. I mean, this creep wave experience.
Yeah.
Although maybe it's a good thing because these Radiant wards indicate that they want to kill SRF when they get the opportunity, but he's playing so defensively that neither of these wards are really doing anything other than making CTY feel a little bit more safe farming as OD.
Right. I'm glad they now put Innocence on the bottom lane. I feel like Vaporeon's gotten all the help that he needed. Perhaps even maybe more help than he needed in the first place. And now he needs to look to get his own level 6. I definitely think you give him the tome if you can.
Innocence?
Yeah, because once he gets to level 6, he's actually the strongest hero on the map. Like, even stronger than some of the core heroes. The birds are just so insane.
And they're going to continue being pretty important, which is why I'm glad that Cicada's going to be going for a Dragon Lance.
Yeah, going for that build that we mentioned the other day. We saw, I believe, Paparazzi going for that build, or was it somebody else?
It
might have been actually Sakura himself. Oh no, it was maybe playing the Shadow Fiend, right?
Oh yeah, it was maybe Chronosphere. Oh. Right, oh man, that what a fissure though.
Dude, I actually messed up Shadow Fiend a little bit. Repel TP. Needed to Guardian Angel. Oh, repel, then Guardian Angel, then TP. But
oh yeah, that's true actually. He would have actually lived there.
Yeah, he definitely would have lived. That's a little
well, yeah,
picnic. True. If you did it in the other order though, that would have been a little silly.
Flyby wants to keep going on Terran, but instead they're just going to continue pushing this tower. They have a siege creep.
Koyo's going to get used on the mid lane here, and the bird just flying over the cogs. No problem there. Easy kill.
Shadow Fiend wants revenge though, but a big soul assumption says get out.
So even though he does go for the soul assumption max, sometimes this isn't really like the build you go for. Sometimes you see player actually maxing out Gravekeeper's Cloak and keeping Soul Assumption at like 1 or 2 points. It's more important that your birds and your heroes survive than you actually nuking and killing people. I think the reason
but they have such long-range initiation that like he's able to stay really far back in the fights, and his birds probably aren't going to be in the AoE of the cloak because you've got fissure range, you've got dream coil with illusory orb initiation. Chances are Innocence isn't going to be able to move fast enough to get in range to cloak his familiars. As one of them, they survive.
Yeah. No, actually, the range of your Gravekeeper is actually pretty long. I think the reason that he's gone for this build is because they have an OD, so that as the fight breaks out, like, mana is not an issue. Normally you don't max out your nuke because you might fire maybe 1 to 2 in a fight and then you're just completely done, but this game he doesn't need to worry about that as much.
I see Gravekeeper's Cloak as a 900 AoE as Terran gets the kill on Flyby with that fissure.
Yeah, 900 is pretty big, right?
Not really. That's like, well, it's standard aura range.
Yeah.
But Visage is slow as hell. 379 move speed with boots. Oh man, they're looking for super. Oh. Super's giving them an old loop-de-loop. Oh, he's sweating.
Oh. Meanwhile, smoke gank happening on the bottom side. Looks like Coil and the birds cleaning one up. Top lane fight breaking out here. Guardian Angel's used, but he's not doing nearly enough damage to repel TP. And
but he can't hit him.
Yeah, they got him. I think with the 2 death that he had back to back, he's given away a big part of his lead.
That's okay. He forced out a chrono. Now you get to take this bot tower for free.
Yep. So Innocence actually is the highest damage dealing pushing hero on the team as a position 5. So very Rasta-esque in terms of what he's doing for the team. Clockwork Hook.
Hookshot connects on the OD.
Need an Astro himself. Can't
get the cast off.
And now HYM. Any bashes? Nope. No bashes.
Yeah, that cast animation thing is going to be irritating not only for OD, but Omni Knight is going to have troubles with it, Earthshaker is going to have troubles with it, and I guess Visage won't really have troubles with it, but still, like, this battery assault is going to be very irritating for EHOME players.
Yep. They really need to prioritize on 4 staff, so I'm going to look to the Visage finishing his medallion and then go back to the 4 staff. Fabian going for a 4 staff also isn't the worst idea, but looks like he's going to go for the relatively standard mech.
Yeah, again, we've noticed how they don't really have the best pushing lineup aside from the Visage, so anything that you can get to help, like a Mechanism or Greaves, you're gonna need that to be able to finally group up and take advantage of stuff like Guardian Angel and Dream Coil and Sanity's Eclipse.
Alright. Flyby, farming with that Mask of Madness and Empower. Oh, it looks like OD is gonna get a 4 staff as well. Pretty standard build. Cool. Yeah.
Both the cores are going for pikes. They glyph this. I don't think SRF has revealed that he has a blink dagger yet. So,
oh god.
Wait, he's standing on the gradient board.
Astro. No! The wrong one! The wrong one! And he immediately dies. Ice Blast preventing the heal from actually doing anything. Dogfights on the back line. And this team is absolutely surrounded. Skewer. No RP. RP still available. Not going to use it yet. They blow up the Shadow Fiend. SRF trying to pour it out. Can actually blow him up. Ooh. That calm under pressure.
Shield.
Yeah. Somehow.
Worse.
I think I wonder if CTI misclicked. Because I think if he Astro himself, he would have survived.
Maybe it's like some weird interaction with the cast animation. Like, I don't know if he is able to get it off on a target that isn't him or something. Because I feel like I saw him struggling again, and then he was just like, screw it, I'm gonna go for the clockwork to target, and somehow he pulled it off. Is that Flyby? There is not very much mana on this Shaker.
Fissure. The birds are coming in. Nice Rainy Rip, but defensive RP is gonna get used. Ice Blast gonna be here. Chronosphere making sure that Ice Blast hits. He jumps forward. That's 1 kill. Puck is already out of there. And the birds? One of them died immediately. And the other one will do so to a shockwave.
Puck is TPing out.
Alright.
Cancel it.
Good hold on that RP. Didn't use it in the last team fight, but definitely made it up here.
Although they won't have it for the siege now. I don't know if EHOME are going to be interested in defending it though. It doesn't look like any of their teammates are reacting. Faith Beyond picks up a TP, but he's still not going.
Astro just got used to farm, so CTY's gotta be careful. Clockwork Hook's gonna hit. He won't have Astro, but he does have the Force Staff. And now Fissure, easy block. What a bait here. And now Dogfight's out of mana. He does have a wand,
Give
but...
me the int. Give me the int.
There you go.
Oh, Dream Coil onto the AA. Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, good stuff. Alright, Solar Crest
Making some
completed.
solid moves, and they don't even have the Visage around. Usually whenever you see these random picks, it's compliments of familiars pouring in a bunch of damage, but it's just iGV, I guess, moving in a little too aggressively. It's now Cicada is all alone in his top lane.
Oh, we gotta be careful. This could be an easy solo kill by Visage. Okay, or not.
Omni Knight wasn't in position.
Yeah.
I was meant to have this.
Oh, it does force out a fair number of reactions.
By the way, this is why this is not the build. I don't know how good Innocence is as a Visage player, but I've talked to AI a lot about how to skill Visage. You definitely want your Grave Shield to be at level 2. In fact, he goes like 2-2-2 by level 7, which is absolutely ridiculous. But the second point of Grave Shield, I mean, you saw how he Grave Shield and the Shadow Fiend just walked away. You need higher level of Grave Shield, especially against high mobility heroes like Mask of Madness, Shadow Fiend. So, I still think that maxing out your nuke is not the way to go. I think he does more. Like you use your bird more than your nukes. But
yeah, but he was ideally looking for these kills early on in the landing phase, and he got a few Soul Assumption nukes off. I don't know if they contributed to any kills, as now Puck gets a kill onto the Clockwork, who was just doing some exploring. Actually, I don't know what Clockwork was doing.
I think he thought about warding.
He doesn't have any wards in his inventory, though.
Alright. Actual ward.
The rest of the team is bot.
Terran, by the way, has Echo Slam. We'll use it immediately. Nice. Hammers dropped as well. Immediate kill. And now they have the Astro, but looks like Shadow Fiend will Force Staff himself out.
Odie has Blink. He can blink for this, but he's not going to go for it. This is such a crazy mobile lineup that EHOME have. They have 3 Blink Daggers on their Earthshaker, Puck, and OD, and then a Force Staff on top of that for OD.
Over under on CTY blinking and Chronosphere.
You can't farm. Well, actually, you can farm faster. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Sorry. I don't remember what game it was last series that we had that OD blink into a Chrono, but it was his teammate's Chrono.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was actually iGV. Flyby was playing Void, Sakata blinked into the Chrono.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, I mean him, like, dodging a Chrono will blink.
Oh,
you think that's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's pretty likely. I find that very likely.
Alright, EHOME on the move. Echo Slam's still on cooldown, but... Remember this ward that was giving them a lot of issue last game? They got this one. Ooh, the Fissure given away, but looks like it should be enough.
One's down.
Yep.
Homie was just trying to get some efficiency going from camp to camp.
Okay.
Can't do that. Can't do that when this ward's around on the map.
We're gonna go into Rosh. That is the one other thing that Visage gives you. Quick Roshan early on. Solar Crest, birds.
They're gonna trade bot tier 1 for it, but that's absolutely worth it. Especially because both the mid lane and the top lane are pretty heavily pushed, that they can convert this Aegis into a tower kill as well.
Tier 1 for Roche, one of the most classic trade. Okay, at least Omni Knight got the heal off, but now Clockwork.
Yeah, right before.
Ooh, nice 2-man hook. 2-man cog as well, but everyone jumps out of it. RP, looks like it did hit on the, hit on one, and now CTY, looks like they can get it right click down as well. They don't get the trade. They lose the tower, and looks like they will lose the Roshan as well. They buy back the Omni Knight, coming back in, alright. 11 doing some work, and now the birds on Sakata Chronosphere. Really good one. Nice push away here on Terran. And now on the right side here, Innocent's extremely tanky thanks to his cloak, and now it's going on the flyby on the right side. Clock's gonna go down. They got the Koya on flyby. Flyby is gonna take him down, or get taken down as well. Good buyback here from Fabian. And now there's gonna be another buyback from Clockwork. Blink Echo on 2! Finchant Totem! And now they're gonna go on 1 kill. Can they get off the second kill? Dogfight's in there, but this is gonna be a dieback as they struggle to kill anybody. 4 kills on Old Chicken. Visage, I want to check damage output right now. Visage, 5 position, did the most damage in that team fight. Whew.
That was nerves of steel coming out from EHOME because OD had buyback available, but Faith Beyond went for the buyback. They recovered the Roche pretty well because right now iGV don't have as much easy damage, and even though Super has a medallion, it's not as much as the Soul Crest to drop down the armor, even with the presence of the Dark Lord on SF. So they weren't able to go for the finish, and then after that you're still kind of in the fight because you don't want to give it back to EHOME right after you just killed like 3 other heroes and forced out a buyback, but really smart positioning from Faith Beyond to come back into that fight, and Faceless Void only was able to chrono the Visage, and after that it was all over for iGV. And now Visage is in a strange spot.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
right away,
familiar.
yeah, it's done. Ooh. Visage is surprisingly tanky, like in a 1v1 situation. And it seemed like, oh, you know, he got chrono and the voice should kill him very quickly. Like, he didn't even come close to killing him. So, I think that was just a big whiff by the void.
Yeah, again, sometimes it comes down to just having multiple damage instances to be able to burn off that Gravekeeper's Cloak. Something like a Diffusal Blade might not be bad on Void, but
sure.
Right now he does not do the damage.
I think he really needs to rely more on a team like, you know, Kofi being the big one, or Chilling Touch.
BKB has been completed on Cicada's Shadow Fiend, so he's gonna have a little bit more survivability specifically against this OD. Thing is that he needs to hope that he gets it off before this Earthshaker Terran is able to initiate, because right now Shaker's been getting some pretty godlike slams so far.
Yeah. It really helps that EHOME has a ton of heroes that you gotta watch out for. I mean, pretty much everybody on EHOME is a threat when it comes to initiation or just having the raw nuke damage. Visage, I think, working towards a Rod of Atos. Almost done. With it. Dogfights. Breaks the smoke.
Fire does not want to jump randomly uphill.
Oh, Echo Slam again! Oh, that RP! He thought about it, and now he just straight up dies as a free +1. Meanwhile, looks like CTY's in there. Okay.
Oh, the hook didn't connect on
the creep? That was a Bobo creep, man. He might die. No, he has Astro. Astro's himself. He's alive.
Oh my god. He's not even gonna lose the Aegis.
Yep. Now he gets healed back up. He's going right in. He's got the hammer. Is he gonna use it? No, Astro again. Jebaited. Dogfights.
Wait out the BKB.
Okay, now they TP in right to the birds. Dogfight will die to a soul assumption. BKB is running out. Puck moving forward. Coil is available. Aegis will trigger. They got the Astro to cancel the TP. EHOME running all over iGV, and that's gonna be yet another kill. Tsunami, I think we're gonna game 3, man.
I think we are. That was a series of unfortunate events for iGV. It wasn't so much that Magnus was thinking about the RP, he was going for it, but the nuke damage from the silence that was meant for Void ended up stopping the interrupting cast animation of that RP. So he went down promptly after jumping in, and then I don't know what CTY was up to, or how he managed to survive that, but that one range creep pretty much saved his Aegis for the first few seconds of that fight, and after that, why not go for the fight? The rest of your team is turning around after killing Void and Magnus, which means that you don't need to worry about Chrono, you don't need to worry about RP. The rest of iGV is free pickings after that.
Did you see if OD had an Arcane Rune during that fight? It felt like he kept Astroing. Okay, I was like,
think he did.
Yeah, those Astro are coming off cooldown a little bit too fast.
Yeah.
And I guess that was one of the reasons why he went so aggressive, because when you have an Arcane Rune, But yeah, Blink, Force Staff, Astro, right? Aren't you just like completely unkillable?
Dude, so are you telling me that Aghanim Scepter OD is viable? Getting charges on your Astral? Is that the secret?
Oh, I've definitely seen it before.
OD?
Yeah, you could. I mean, the downside is that if you use the Astro offensively, then you can't use it for yourself. So, I mean, he probably won't go for it, but yeah.
There you go. No, he's not gonna go for it, but I think the item is underrated a little bit.
It's less meme than one would imagine.
Oh man, Cicada.
Oh.
He is dead.
Yep. On point.
Dude, Terran has been crushing it on this shaker.
Yeah, man. SRF
No
trying to
pun
pour it
intended.
out, and now, oh, the bird following it up.
TP.
All right, well, he is donezo.
No point bothering TP is now Faith Beyond.
Ice Blast
Solo Chrono.
coming in. It will miss.
Oh no, it's not on point.
Oh, okay.
He's dead.
That took
Nice
way
mana
more.
burn from the cogs.
That took way more than necessary.
You take what you can get as iGV right now.
But here's the thing: Chrono's
It's just
down, right?
one-
So
Yeah, I know, but like, the waves are sufficiently pushed out, and EHOME does not want to have to take a fight without having Guardian Angel.
Yep. So I mentioned earlier that Visage goes for Aghanims if your team isn't a good pushing lineup, which, if you kind of look at what EHOME's got, they got OD as a pushing hero, so this is really the precise item build that he should go for. I think I would prefer the Force Staff over the Rod of Atos, but either way, it's just good stuff.
Yeah, I still would have preferred the Force, but he wants to be pretty independent. He doesn't want to have to rely on his team. There's no dogfights. They don't have any vision. Oh.
Looks like it was a little bit of awkward blink here from OD.
Well, this ward just countered out a high ground observer here.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, someone is... At least, like, 2 or 3 people are up here. But still, it's pretty ballsy going in for initiation right after you lose vision.
Might be one of those things that you're filling yourself a little bit, yeah.
Gem on puck.
And this puck's been rich.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's a mid puck, so it's more farm than what you normally see these days. But
True,
still.
but it was a mid puck against an SF who was doing pretty dominant against this puck.
Curious to see what OD is going to get as well. I like to see something like an armor item. I heard an Echo Slam going somewhere. It's going to be on an AA. That seems like a little bit overkill. Flyby.
T onto the familiar. They see the flyby, they have the gem.
Yeah, they're nuking him down, but they don't have the burst damage. Chrono, he's thinking about it, and he's out of there. Meanwhile, on the back line here,
Nice RP.
RP gets a couple, but Fissure even a little bit better, and Flyby trying to get off the Chrono. He's gonna just die to the birds. Meanwhile, it looks like it's gonna be Fabian pushing the bottom lane. He's gonna be hitting the tier 3s. If they could get some TP cancel here, that's gonna be huge here. SRF is gonna make it home. I don't think Puck had it. Oh, Puck had Yules, but couldn't actually give vision.
Man, that was such a sick RP, but so well reacted by EHOME. The Fissure just blocks off that little bit of cast animation so that the RP wore off, and then after that, Void was just like, well, I don't know what the... Oh, Yules cancel on Clockwork. He's gonna go down in this top lane.
Easy takedown here as well.
I was the harbinger.
Item flying in for OD. I'd like to see him go armor. Is that armor items?
Yeah,
Not sure.
Shiva's Guard would be nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Shiva's Guard would be really good.
he pretty much only dies to like Chrono and right clicks from the Shadow Fiend, right? Okay, the birds are coming in. The birds are dropped, and now, ooh, okay, BKB's gonna get used right now here on the Shadow Fiend. Innocence looks like he'll die very quickly. He does resummon the birds though, and now OD jumps back out. Shadow Fiend looking for the Requiem.
Oh my god.
And
This
OD's
Void
already
wants
out.
to Chrono so bad, but he can't ever get to anyone.
OD's got Arcane Orb, or Arcane Rune. Sorry, again.
Yeah, he's blocking and slamming.
Man, this Faceless Void is being juggled around like a ping pong ball in these fights.
I know. I would be furious right now, because that OD should have been dead. Flyby had all the positioning ready for just one quick time walk, but first puck silences with the waning rift. Then after that, immediately follows up with the Yules just to waste 2.5 more seconds. And then did go for a Dream Coil, but it didn't connect on flyby, but still it was enough to save the OD.
Yep. I want to point out that HYM is finishing up a Shadow Blade as well, so if you think that he's a menace, he will continue to do so. Has a 15 talent of plus 50 damage, which amplified by Enchant Totem, that's like plus 200 damage. Seems legit.
Oh man, he really wants someone to farm this top creep wave, but right now iGV are just 5-man jungling as they systematically deward their entire jungle so that they can get a safe smoke off.
Did they get a gem or something? No, it looks like they're just using sentries.
Just a bunch of sentries. Yeah. And then Visage puts up his favorite ward. Dude, this ward is
no.
Kill off OD.
AA, his smoke popped immediately and he just dies. And now SRF, okay, pops a shrine. Don't think the Radiant team want to fight into that.
They're still staying here though.
Roshan is gonna get soured. Oh man, it's gonna come back right now.
It's almost max duration, so they're bound to check it now.
Alright, they do see it.
Chrono is up, RP is up, Ice Blast won't be up for 10 seconds, and that should be enough time. They won't be able to get this Roche that fast, so I don't think EHOME can just go into this. They need to either find a pick or just dedicate like a few heroes outside the pit.
They are up by 16 gold, but I think there is a possibility that IG could just win a team fight. Oh, 16k gold, sorry. I mean, they still have the Wombo combo, but it seems like iGV does not want to challenge it.
I can't even believe there's not an Ice Blast being sent into the pit right now.
I don't think they
They have a Clockwork Flare.
Well, they did,
and
yeah.
EHOME are like terrified now, but there's no reaction.
Oh, it's gonna be a big problem, but now OD has Aegis and a Scythe. And the cheese.
And cheese. Just slap another Arcane Rune on him and he can basically 1v5. Actually, no, he doesn't have a BKB, so he can't 1v5 quite yet.
When he blinks in and hexes your face is void, what do?
Cry.
Pretty much.
Oh, will the familiar get the deny on this bot tower?
Nice.
Big plays.
So far, this gem on the puck has been super effective.
Yeah, it really has. It's not often that you'd see... well, I guess mainly part of the reason was because Void went for this Shadow Blade, so it was like double efficacy. Not only are you going to be able to get rid of all these wards, but you're also going to be able to find this initiation because Void did not go for that Blink Dagger that so often seems to be the initiation item of choice.
I think Shadow Blade's better. I mean, maybe not in this game because he's getting countered really hard, but in general, you want a little bit of damage.
Yeah, mainly because the only reason I think it's better this game is because he should be having a Magnus to be the one initiating.
Right.
And so if your Magnus is the one with the blink power, then you can get away with just having Shadow Blade follow up. But Magnus has not been really finding that many RPs, and that's not any fault of SRF. He just has not been given the opportunities by EHOME.
Okay, well he's looking for one right now. SRF moves forward.
Vision,
Dogfights, Hex, Fissure, and SRF does not want to spend the RP to save.
Void is feverishly pushing out this bot lane with the time that he has. Oh, he's going for the full siege creep. Oh, he sees all of Radiant mid, so yeah. They're gonna go for high ground.
Alright, Visage Birds, 3 of them, flying in mid. It's gonna be a slow push until the birds join in.
Pew pew.
RP, Hex immediately, so no skewer backwards, and now the birds are coming in. They stun up the Shadow Fiend, the BKB now gets activated, trying to kill Innocence, but he's actually not doing any damage. Chronosphere is going to be on top, and now it hits 3. Pretty good stuff. Still focusing on the Visage, but he tanks through all of it, and now the BKB ends. Sakura gets focused, Hammer gets dropped. Nobody dies, because you don't focus the Visage. Somebody translate...
Solar Crest evasion.
Somebody translate Gravekeeper Cloak to Chinese and send it to my man Sakata, or not Sakata, Flyby. Oh my god, that's...
What else is he gonna do, though? I mean, he had his BKB duration, but whoever you go on is going to get astraled.
No, the OD got caught. The OD got caught.
CTY didn't even care. That was after the chrono, but like for the first, I guess, like, after the time walk in, Magnus died, and then Faceless Void was like, I'm just gonna hit whoever I can hit. Yeah. Innocence was the closest person, and CTY was like, that's cool, you can hit my Visage, I'm not even gonna bother astraling. Then the chrono came out and CTY did get caught, but then the lowest target was still the Visage, so either you go for a max health OD, or you go for a half HP Visage.
Half HP Visage is actually tankier than a full HP. I'm not kidding. When you have 20, like when you have 17 armor, a ton of evasion, and the cloak.
Well, you don't know how many cloak stacks he had.
He had, well, look at how much damage he took. Like, the Requiem.
Might have been evasion. You never know.
The Requiem did choke off a couple layers of that cloak, but yeah.
It's a good draft by EHOME, that's for sure. I was a little bit. I won't say I was skeptical, but these were not meta picks. Like, we have not seen Visage a single time throughout these qualifiers. We have not seen Omni Knight a single time throughout these qualifiers. And honestly, I don't really know how effective the Omni Knight has been. He went for an Aghanim Scepter Blink, so that seems like two contradictory items. The slam comes down, 100 seconds, GG instantly called.
Good thing we paused for that.
I'm glad we did. Super.
Oh.
The hammer's so close. Wow. Game 3 en route as EHOME claim a dominant victory over iGV. Definitely making it look a lot more one-sided than Game 1 did, and maybe it's because of this exotic draft that they whipped out.
It was definitely the Visage. I don't think iGV was prepared. I mean, think back to the lane stage, right? Shadowfiend won the mid lane against Puck. I think he was kind of dominating over 15 CS. And then the bottom lane, I think SRF started the lane over, what, 5-6 CS over the OD? So you can make the argument that it was pretty decent lanes coming out from iGV, but as soon as the Visage turned level 6, 10 minutes in the game, he and the Puck just joined together and coil, kill, and they just lost a lot of momentum from that. SRF, normally big on his initiating roles, this game was somewhat limited by the EHOME aggression, so he couldn't find a lot of good initiation. Flyby also struggled, and as a result, EHOME just kind of rolled over them. Big play here by both Innocence and CTY, and of course, the Terran Earthshaker, right?
Terran?
Yeah.
Terran?
6-1 and 19. And then Old Chicken, 14-0 and 12. I mean, these are some amazing scores. We're going to go to game...
He dealt nearly as much damage as the Visage. I'm giving MVP to Terran, to be honest.
Alright. I mean, everybody played well. Except Faith Beyond.
Except Faith Beyond.
Negative score on a winning team. That's just...
I mean, we're treating him how his TI winning team treated him, you know? You always gotta flame your offlaner. That's the way it goes.
I mean, the other day he won like 7-0 and 6 on a TIE Hunter, right? I mean...
Doesn't matter. Still gotta flame him.
He could step it up, but... Alright guys, we are done for this one. Game 3 coming up next. Keep in mind this is an elimination series, so whoever loses the next game is out of the tournament. We'll be back, guys, for the next one.